All right? The family, first of all, peace.
Peace, God.
No doubt. Peace, God. First and foremost, I want to say honest to the last time that you did something on the platform. Family wants you to come back. The family wants some more of those gems. The family was saying that it's been a long time since they were able to hear an actual God body share some plus degrees. You dig what I'm saying? It's almost like a drought out here. So I just want you real quick, just let the family know some of the math of the day, the science and whatnot. You know, just talk to them.
Oh, man. But at the end of the day, today's math is always going to be stay on top of what you need to stay on top of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get caught up into the 120 degrees because a lot of people are not familiar with that.
No.
But today's mathematics is always going to be about dealing with self. Knowledge to born, right back to knowledge. Cipher always going to be complete. You know what I'm saying? So the science is always remain true to yourself. And always do what you need to do, dealing with freedom, justice, and equality. You know what I mean? Get to the love, peace, and the happiness. Anything else that's outside the range of dealing with upliftment and buildment is just dealing with pure devilishment. So the mathematics has always remained self, you know? And we all are God body technically because God's body is the temple. The temple.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Make sure you put the right things in your temple. Make sure that what comes out of your temple through your mouth is right and exact. Make sure that it's about upliftment and positivity because negativity is easy. So we're not going to get caught up into what's easy. The road less traveled is the one we want to walk on.
Fact.
Because that's what's going to separate the men from the mice. Get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And that's what's going to eradicate that dissatisfaction within yourself when you start dealing with the higher vibration of self.
Indeed. Tuesday, the upcoming Tuesday is election day. Niggas out here nervous as fuck, okay? They running around here nervous. I know women have said that if Donald Trump wins, they jumping off of a building, okay? Verbatim. You know, they got our people fear-mongering. There's something called the October surprise that has revealed through something called WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton's chief, one of her chief and staff has been utilizing what is called as, hold on. They've been utilizing something that's called white magic or black magic, Aleister Crowley magic, sex rituals, sex magic rituals, blood rituals, and all kind of satanic stuff. Then something came out about Bill Clinton being part of a pedophilia ring with a billionaire named Joel Epstein. They had a plane that they would get on called the Lolita Express, fly around the world and rape children. Then you got Trump with the white supremacists, with the rise of the KKK and the rise of all of these race soldiers. White people are on code, meaning that they're basically playing the motherfucking code. They know what's about to go down. They're ready for whatever. They're not really talking about it, but we're seeing America fall to pieces in front of us. What would be some of the gems that you could share with the right and exact, with the people that are out there, you know what I mean, to take their minds off of some of this distraction, to take them out of the realm of fear, false expectations appearing real, because nobody knows what's coming. Nobody knows what's going to happen on Tuesday. Nobody knows who the president is going to be. And nobody knows where black people are going to be as a result of that. We can only speculate. So can you share something with the family, some science, some knowledge, dealing with this whole presidential debacle?
Well, the presidential debate is just this, that the presidential election that's coming up in the month of November, you're dealing with a corporation. Because when you really look up what a president does, a president is a CEO of a company or corporation. Peace, what's going on, my brother? A corporation needs a president, a vice president, secretary, so on and so forth. So you have to acknowledge that the United States of America is a corporation in that regard. And it's ran as such. You know, if you want to look at the people that run the country, you might want to go look at Britain. You know, and that I will leave the public to do on their own. Do your own homework. I'm not going to think for you. None of us should think for you. What we should do is initiate the desire for you to go and research on your own. You understand what I'm saying? The fear that's created about if Trump gets in, people going to jump off buildings or get on boats and go back to where they ever going to go. Listen, we don't deal with fear. Especially as grown men and women, we don't fear the devil.
Facts.
And we definitely don't fear the unknown. Because we know we have enough light to move past the dark to make whatever's hidden revealed. So whatever you don't know, you will come to know. So we don't fear the unknown.
Facts.
What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. All right? Now, the presidential election has nothing to do with your votes. I hate to bust a lot of people's bubbles. It's predicated upon the electoral college, their votes. You can vote all you want. That is the illusion of choice. And that's another degree that you got to look into. You've been given a few candidates to take a pick. Is that really a choice? Or are you choosing out of the choices that were made known to you? Now, when you look at left wing and right wing, you got to acknowledge that that sounds like it's unified to one body.
Facts.
So whether you go with the left or the right, you're still dealing with the bird. So what's the bird? The bird is in the middle. What's in the middle of the bird? It should be the heart. It should be the brain. So now you need to concentrate on what's the brain and the heart that's controlling the left wing and the right wing. Okay? No president has the power to do anything because there's a whole order that goes on. You have the House of Congress, the House of Representatives, you have the Senate, and then there's the presidency and things of that nature. He can veto some things, he can get vetoed. You're dealing with a game. And unfortunately, people don't understand that the game that's being played is a blood sport. The wicked rulers of this world who operate in the shadows, they playing for death, for keeps. So while you running around here thinking you had a black president, that was propaganda. That was never real. And for those who think that I might be throwing shade, I'm going to ask you this. And all the black men in the world, his father, Barack Obama's father being a Kenyan, from Kenya, a country in continental Africa, and all the Caucasian women in the world, he impregnated a Caucasian woman who's related to all the presidents who've ever lived.
I mean,
The irony of that.
What are the odds?
I mean, you might as well paint me purple and call me Barney, because at that point, I'm going for anything.
Pick is in.
Out of all the Asiatic men and all the pale-skinned Caucasian women, she happens to be related to all presidents. And with that note, all presidents are related.
all.
That we've ever had.
All.
So this lets me know that this is a game being ran by the good old boys. And you have to be in that family and that bloodline to even be considered something to do. So no matter who you vote for, you're dealing with the science of the lesser of two evils. And when has two evils been better? When has it been better to choose a weaker evil? Because evil's evil.
Yeah. Powerful, brother. Powerful. Does anybody have any questions for our good brother Star Kim?
So where to from here? Where do we go? I mean, okay, I ain't asked you. I'm asking this brother over here. But yeah, where? It's crazy. Donald Trump is on some levels in position to get in the office to do some insanity. How did we get here and how did we get from here?
Again, this ain't really got nothing to do with us per se. When you look at the Constitution, the African and the African child is not referred to as a human being. This hasn't been corrected. It hasn't been revamped, revised. There's been no addendum to it. This is a document that says that we are not considered people. We're 3/5 of a human being. Still, to this day. And the proclamation that was developed by the President Lincoln at the time, the Emancipation Proclamation, that's a document that emancipated us, never freed us. It just let us go.
Like parole.
Right. Now, with that being said, that has to be renewed every 25 years by a president. What's going to be is going to be. It has nothing to do with us either way it goes down. So whoever's in office, to add on to what he say, whoever's in office, they're going to be in office. You niggas ain't going to do nothing about it anyway.
Nothing. Right.
They shoot us down like dogs, and y'all want to hold hands. Y'all want to march. Y'all won't even throw a rock or a pebble. Why? Because ever since that Rodney King, they changed the frequency of all things from food to the music to keep you docile. When we was whipping ass like they did when they did the transcontinental slave trade and that Rodney King verdict did not go our way, they said, oh, this could never happen again. So all the public enemies done away with. All the conscious vibratorial music that was coming out, done away with.
So you're saying
R&B even got changed.
Right after that, specifically after that time?
That was one of the indicating marker that let them know that they were losing control of us.
And they systematically
they had to.
I never heard this insight this way.
I'm gonna add on.
Okay.
With that being said, no, it's all good, brother. With that being said, we got to realize that the fear that the oppressor has been instilled in us and is regurgitated. The black woman is afraid for the black man because they seen us castrated. We're afraid for the black woman because we seen her disembowel and babies drop to the floor. Stomped out. Other slaves were implemented with fear when they beat the brakes off of a slave in front of everyone. To keep you from rising. Our nature as men is the sun. That's why we call our mothers sons. S-U-N. We are supposed to rise. We're not supposed to say, okay, you're right. We're not supposed to say in the face of tyranny, you have a badge, so I'm just going to put my hand up. No. I'd rather be carried by the people that's going to carry me than judged by the people that don't know me. So with the voting thing, let whoever's going to vote. We can't change them. There's always going to be 70% satisfied and 30% dissatisfied. We're dealing with the dissatisfied who have no knowledge of themselves. We can't worry about them. The only people we need to be concerned about are those who are aware, because those are the ones that's going to the promised land, the proverbial promised land. Those who have the captivated mind, like the children of Israel. If you look at the story, there were people who were leaving the Pharaoh, going to the promised land, who were holding on to the old way. They were telling Moses and Aaron, at least in Egypt, it was like this. He was trying to get them to a place where they could have their own place, where they could have their own rulership. They could have their own set laws and getting back into the laws of nature. But they were so hard-headed and so dealing with the Stockholm syndrome. And if those that don't know what the Stockholm syndrome is, it's when you've become captured by so long that you no longer realize that you've been captured. And because you've been captured so long, you then begin to develop an affection
for your oppressor,
for the captor, for your oppressor. So now you got your own people who have the same melanin hue as you, who will fight you.
Exactly.
When you try to awaken people to the foods that we are given, holds true to that phrase, you are what you eat. If you eat poison, your thoughts and your speech is poison. You eat garbage, your thoughts and your ideas are garbage. So when I come to you as a person who's dealing in a medicinal alkaline frequency, and all you know is cigarettes, screwing, getting high, getting drunk, shooting dice, hitting the club, I'm your enemy. You don't want to hear nothing I said because the veil is over your eyes and the plugs are in your ears. So I'm not concerned with them. I'm not going to cash my jewels amongst the swine because they're going to trample over it, then try to trample over me. I'm going to operate in a frequency of love. For those who want to be taught, they come. We're not going to go out here and beat people over the head. That's what the club is for.
That's what the club is for.
I can't put myself in that position to waste time trying to convince you or to try to get you to see what you need to see. Everybody's not going to make it, and this is the reality.
You are talking to.
We have to deal with this reality.
Me and a lot of people.
Everyone will not make it into paradise. Because if that were so, what we call this experience of life is a waste of time. This is the proving ground.
Exactly.
This is a testament to who you really are.
Right.
Because if we all came and everything was peachy keen, how will we know who was true and who was false?
Right. Discernment.
You got to have love, which is the highest form of understanding, to go through the hell to come out right. What is hell symbolic to? The fire. What does fire do? It purges. It purifies. So the hell that's called the ghetto, which is a term that came during the Jewish Zionist tyranny that was placed upon them by the Germans. The concentration camps was called ghetto. So where we live now, that's called a ghetto. That term wasn't coined by our experience. That term was coined by the experience of the Zionistic Jews, not the real ones, but the pale skin who adapted the philosophy and the traditions of the culture of the Hebrew, which means to cross over the river, they adapted a culture. And their persecution of only 6 million, yeah, I'm going to belittle it like that, because there was over 100 million Africans who died in that transcontinental slave trade. So you do the math, 100 million to 6 million. And this is still being perpetuated to this day because we're still dealing with the mental ignorance. But I'm not going to get caught up into those who don't know the truth. I'm going to focus on those who want to know or those who are aware. And those are the people we need to keep edifying and lifting up, because they will eventually outlive and outnumber the dissatisfied, unaware, and the hard-headed.
Exactly.